Congratulations on that win in December. That one snuck by me because I was tracking, tracking you ever since we spoke to you that one time. I feel like you got them skills to get in the flyweight division, but you went in there and you did some quick work.
Yeah, man, it was easy work for me. All these guys, I've had 7 fights, 7-0, and really, no one's really pushed me that much, to be honest. It's not like they're not top guys or nothing. They're all top guys I'm fighting. Top guys in Europe. I've beat all the top guys in Europe. Yeah, man, but it was easy work.
Yeah, definitely. And so I've also seen you in the last few weeks, kind of like on Twitter, you're being a little bit more vocal about what you want. And now that flyweight division's popping. We just had arguably the greatest fight in the division. Some are saying that, Davis and Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. Others are still saying it's Demetrius Johnson versus Cejudo too. But my point is the division's popping. We got Royval, we got Perez, we got a couple other cats, but it's still not as deep as some of the other divisions in the UFC. It could definitely use some talent. How close do you think you are now after these latest 2 wins to close out 2019?
Well, to be honest with you, I feel like I should have been in the UFC, even a long time ago, really. I mean, yes, I'm only 7 fights into my career, which ain't a lot. But if you look at my last 4 opponents, Nankazamulu Zulu was on the Ultimate Fighter, EFC World Champion, flyweight and bantamweight. He's had 15 pro fights. Blaine O'Driscoll was a world champion. He regularly fights on Bellator at flyweight. I think he's the only flyweight Bellator has. Sajhak, 15 fights plus, beat all the top guys in UK and Europe. Luke Shanks, Cage Warriors world champion. You know what I mean? All these guys I'm beating are top guys. I think they am UFC level as well. Man, I'm beating all the top guys. I feel like I'm already ready for the UFC, and I've been ready a long time. And I feel like I've been deserving of it for a long time. Because if you look at some of the guys who are in the UFC, there's a flyweight who I called out on short notice. He's 3-2. I mean, he's 3 wins and 2 losses. I mean, I wouldn't even defend my Cage Warriors world title against this guy because I don't think he deserves it. And he's in the UFC, so you know what? Like sometimes I just feel like the UFC pick up guys because they're closer to the show. Maybe they're having a show in Las Vegas, so they pick up a flyweight from, I don't know, California or something because it's easier for them. It costs them more money to bring in a UK guy. Well, that's the only reason why I can think in my head why they're not signing me at the minute or why they haven't signed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I love the way you phrase that. You got to shake things up, and you're doing it on social media. I noticed that Rocky, Leon Edwards, is a mate of yours, and there's some retweets going on right there. I know it's going to happen soon, but like I say, I've caught a couple of those fights now, and I can attest those are some skills you got, my man. And I think you can back it up too because you're very charming in a way. Even though you got this little bit of a street swag that I love, but at the same time, I was just laughing with what you said. I wouldn't defend my title against somebody with a 3-2 record. So there you go. Well, look, your spirits are up, which is good, and I know it's coming soon, and you're ready, right? You can take a fight, in 2 weeks, a month? How close do you stay to 125, 126?
Well, look where I am right now. I'm in the gym right now as we're speaking. I'm training in literally about 30 minutes, so I'm always ready. I'm always in training, you know what I mean? I train year round. I never take much damage in my fights at all. If he landed one punch on me, that was about all he landed on me, so I don't take much damage, so I'm ready to go all the time. I have nothing in my life apart from fighting and apart from training, so that's all I do. Weight-wise, I'm all right, you know what I mean? I'm a big flyweight, but I'm at the weight for the UFC. No problem. I'm always training, so.
Jake, I don't know if you caught our previous interview, but we had Puna Soriano on, and he's a fighter that came into the UFC via Dana White's Contender Series. Is that something
Yeah.
that you would be open to? Maybe coming in via that, or maybe even the Ultimate Fighters coming back, something like that. Would you want to do that, or do you just want a straight in onto the roster?
To be fair, I feel like I deserve a straight contract through what I've achieved here in Europe and even around the world. Like I've been over to South Africa and fought top lads. I feel like I deserve a straight contract. But if they said to me, "Do you want to do Contender Series?" I'd just do it because why not? You know what I mean? I'd just fight. I'm just ready to fight. But I'd do Contender or the Ultimate Fighter, no problem. But I honestly believe that I deserve just a straight contract. And to be honest, I'll fight any of them. You could put any of the guys in there with me. Anyone even in the top 15. I ain't really bothered. I'd take them all out, no problem.
If you did sign with an organization statewide, would you want to move out to the United States and start a camp out here, or would you keep things over there?
To be honest, here in Birmingham, in the UK, I feel like we have probably better training here than in some gyms in America or that. I feel like this thought process of you have to leave the UK for better training, it's gone now. I feel like people don't believe that statement that much no more. I feel like my teammate Leon Edwards has proven that you don't need to leave Birmingham to become, a top fighter in the UFC. He's already proven that with what he's done. So I feel like staying here in Birmingham, I've got everything here in Birmingham anyway.
I'm going to give you some props right now, and I'm also going to reveal how evil I am. When you were talking about maybe sometimes contracts go out to people that are just kind of close to Las Vegas, I thought this is the opportunity where this guy is probably going to say a state that's nowhere near Las Vegas, and we're all going to laugh, right? Because if I had to do the opposite with you, I have no idea how far Southampton is from Manchester or any of that stuff. But you nailed it. You hit California, and I was like, damn, I wanted him to say Florida or New York. So props to you, man. Props to you.
I just guessed. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's funny. And so, the fighter that you called out, we didn't mention his name, but I don't see a problem with it. It's all public. It was Tim Elliott who you kind of mixed it up with a little bit. And at some point, would you like to visit that fight with him? I mean, he's a pretty tough guy. He won the reality show. He got his title shot, and he's still been hanging around after a few years. But tough wrestler. Is that the type of guy you want to mix it up with right away? The no names.
To be honest with you, I don't really care who they give me. To be honest with you, obviously Tim Elliott, I know he's a top guy. He's been around a long while. He'd boost me up straight away. But getting a win against him straight away would put me kind of like what Rival did with him, like built him up straight away. You know what I mean? Put him in the top guys straight away. But why I called out Tim Elliott is because he had a fight pull out, so I thought he'd be up for a fight. But obviously he wasn't. So what can I say? But I'm ready for anyone. I don't care who they bring me. To be honest, I was hoping maybe they'd give me that 3-2 guy so I could get him fired, but I don't know, man.
Oh man! All right. Well, listen. I like I say, Dana White Contender Series isn't until the summer. You need to be in the UFC no later than March. So I don't know if that means you have to defend one more time at Cage Warriors, a quality organization. MMA Junkie used to broadcast the Cage Warrior fights. We have friends out there. So I don't know if that needs to happen one more time or what, but I'm telling you the skills are there. I've seen them. I'm glad you brought up Royval because Royval was a guy that was fighting at LFA about 18 months ago, and he had an incredible year. He came up just short against Marino, but the division that's slowly starting to stack up, but good fighters can get awesome opportunities. And I know that by 2021, a lot of people are going to be singing your praises because they're going to see that the work you're going to do. You're going to go 4-0 this year.
Exactly, man. One thing I gotta say, you feel like the UFC have got the best fighters in the world.
Well,
Well,
you mean like the whole roster?
basically, everyone
Yeah.
says that UFC have got the best fighters in the world. Well, I'll tell you something. We haven't got the best fighters in the world because they haven't got me, for one. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna wait around forever. You know, I might fight in March on Cage Warriors if the UFC don't come calling anytime soon. Then I'll just go and fight another fight on Cage Warriors, no problem. The only problem is who's Cage Warriors gonna bring me? Because everyone in Europe's already been beaten up by me, so there's literally no one left. That's why I feel the time for the UFC is now, because I've ran out of opposition. You know what I mean? I've literally ran out of opposition because straight away, early in my career, I was fighting the top guys straight away. So I've literally beat everyone. But, you know what I mean? So I feel like the UFC should come calling for me now.
What's your dream scenario? If Dana White says, "All right, Big Mouth, who do you want and when?"
I ain't even bothered, man. I look at all of them. I just don't even think they're on my level. They're not even on my level, man. You can give me. Look, you think I'm a big mouth? These, I know the matchmakers of the UFC. I'm a big mouth. Get me in the UFC and get me kicked out. Then, you know what I mean? Give me your top guy. Give me your hardest guy straight away because I'm ready. I'm ready for all the top boys. So I don't really care. I don't know. February maybe is ideal. You know what I mean? February, March maybe is ideal. But if they come to me and said, "Jake, will you be a company man for me? Be a company man and take a fight on 2 weeks' notice." Yeah, Dana, no problem. And you want me to fight that 3-2 guy and get him fired? Yeah, no problem, Dana. Easy work. And I'll get Tim Elliott booted out of there as well because they know, because he's on a bit of a, you know, I think he won his last fight, but he's on the damn sprawl, and you know what I mean? He probably cost him some money because he's had some fights. So I'll get rid of him for you, Dana, no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right. Jake Hadley, man. He is killing it today. Hey, Jake, one last question. When you watched Figueiredo and Brandon, I mean, you've kind of already told us how you feel, but as you were watching it, you were saying these things to yourself like, "Oh, I got something for that guy. Oh, I got something for the other guy." Like, it seems like that your confidence is at an all-time high. When we spoke to you in the fall of 2019, you came just short of saying stuff like that, but you were already oozing confidence. But these last two fights must have done something for you.
Yeah, man. Like when I watched Figueiredo and Moreno's fight, obviously, respect to him, it was a very entertaining fight. You know, a very entertaining fight. Both fighters are tough fighters, world class. You know, I ain't trying to put anyone down or nothing, but I see holes in their game. But obviously, people are looking at me now saying, "This guy, yeah, even in the UFC, he's got a big mouth, big mouth." Well, I'm gonna prove it anyway in the near future, and it won't be long, and I'll be ripping that belt off Figueiredo. The only problem is I think Figueiredo will probably lose before I even get a chance to bang him because he has some big holes in his game. It's a matter of time before he gets chinned himself. Just a matter of time. But hopefully he keeps hold of the belt long enough for me to whoop his ass. But if not, I just beat whoever else he's got the title at the time, no problem. But I see holes in the game, but respect to him, you know what I mean? Both class fighters, great fight. He did really good for the flyweight division. I've always thought to myself, the flyweight division's always been the best division. If you want to look at skill, you look at flyweights. When I was like, you know, a couple of years ago when I was coming up a bit more, I used to put Mighty Mouse on the telly. I won't put Junior Dos Santos on the telly or someone like that. Can't learn nothing from him, you know, heavyweight. I'd put on Mighty Mouse. That's the guy you want to watch for learning. All you up-and-comers, listen, if you want to watch and learn, watch the flyweights. You don't watch them heavyweights who, if they don't knock each other out in a minute, they have a 3-round boring-ass fight, you know what I'm saying? You watch the flyweights for skill, and that's how you get better, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving fighters too much information here because I know these fighters are dumb. A lot of these fighters ain't got no fight IQ. That's one thing I got over all these guys is fight IQ. Fight brain, it's built into my blood. Fighting's in my DNA, you know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I got you, man. You know, we were talking to Mighty Mouse a few months ago, and when we were asking about when we were asking him about how do you define GOAT, the greatest of all times, when you're looking and all that, and he said something similar to what you're saying. He goes, can they do everything good? He didn't start off with records or titles or title defenses, which he said, look, those are important to have, obviously, if you're going to make an argument on behalf of somebody. But he wanted to know, what can you do? He was talking along on the same wavelength as you, like how he watched fighters.
Yeah, exactly, man. I always look up to the more intelligent fighters. You know, Figueiredo's a great fighter, but he don't use his brain. He ain't got a brain in his head. You know, he's more of like a power strong guy. You know what I mean? Mighty Mouse, he's got a good fight brain. You know what I mean? Them are the guys you need to watch, and that's what I put my style onto. That's how I fight. I fight smart. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm going to be the best. Well, I know I'm going to be the best, so it's just a matter of time, man.
All right, Jake. Well, listen, thanks for catching up with us today. Happy New Year. And let's get this thing popping, man. 2021, gotta get you in the UFC, and I want people to see your skills. You definitely got some great skills, and I love your hands. So thanks again for the time, as always.
Yeah, thank you, man. Cheers, man. Thank you.
All right, cheers. Take care. We'll see you.